Hello and welcome to the Summer of Loving Me with Hot Pink University. And I am Christy, and I welcome you in to 12 weeks of really tapping in to the key features of what it means to fall madly and deeply in love with yourself again. Or, if you're already in love with yourself, to fall even harder. And what that will mean to your relationship with other people, your relationship with your career, and your relationship with choices in your life. I love that that little bird just kind of flitted through our screen just now. I hope you all saw that over my shoulder. So this week is all about self-love and self-compassion. And so I love to share with you these little videos. So each week over the next 12 weeks, Anne and I will be sharing a blog, little videos, tips and tools, and also a key adventure that you need to be deepening in your life, an activity or a challenge that will really get you honed in to loving yourself. So the videos will be very short, but they will have pertinent and important information for the movement and transformation that you want to take into falling in love with yourself again. How exciting would that be, right? Or deepening what you already feel deep inside of yourself. So a lot of people, a lot of the women that I've worked with over the years, they have worked on how can I increase my self-esteem. And when I was first starting out in the field of psychotherapy, self-esteem was a really big thing. It was, there were 6 pillars to self-esteem, and there was a lot of work being done on that for teachers to increase the self-esteem of their students and self-esteem of clients. And really what I'm thinking now as I look in the research is it's all about how compassionate can we be with ourselves. We can be compassionate towards other people. We have a really good example of like Mother Teresa and how compassionate she was in her life with other people. We have lots of modern women, Oprah and people like that do beautiful things for other people in this compassion. But when we seek compassion in self, as I was really working through some of the research and really thinking through what do I want you all to know as far as compassion for self, I want you to know 3 key things. The first is connection, the second is curiosity, and the third is kindness. And so connection, when I think about compassion that we have for other people, it's all about the connection we have with other people, right? And so when we think about self-compassion, it's all about the connection with self. And so what are you doing in your daily practice to connect with self? What are you doing to connect with how you're feeling about things? And feelings can take a lot of different places and spaces. Excitement can feel scary, can feel nervous. They all have the same feelings in our bodies. And so when we're deepening our connection with self, we are actually sitting with a feeling and we're thinking to ourselves, is that excitement? Is that afraid? Or is that nervous or anxiety? And so connection with self is about deepening our ability to self-reflect, our ability to sit with a feeling or an emotion and really thinking about what is the label I want to put on that, because we label things really quickly. And so it's about slowing things down. When you think about connection with self, I want you to think about how you connect with other people. I think about it through the 5 languages of love. When we want to connect with somebody else, we show physical affection, verbal affection. We want to spend quality time with them. We want to give them gifts, or we want to proceed with acts of service. What if our connection with ourselves was the same way? What if we were physically affectionate with ourselves? What if we said verbally nice things to ourselves? What if we spent time with ourselves? What if we gave ourselves a beautiful gift? What if we provided ourselves with an act of service that we really need? Like, I really want to get my health in order. And so I'm going to do some acts of service for myself to get my health in order. Or I really want to get to the bottom of my business struggles. And so we provided ourselves with an act of service by, maybe jumping into a program or something that helps support that, or hiring somebody to help us with our business. And so those are the 5 languages of love that we use with other people, but they also can be things that we use with ourselves. And the self-reflection piece is key, because I run into a lot of women who definitely are able to say what is the 5 top things wrong with their partner, friends, or relationships with other people. Or they're able to say, this is exactly what he needs to do to make me happy, right? Or she needs to do to be friends with me. But we have a lot harder time reflecting on ourselves. We project onto other people, and we have a lot of opinions about how other people are showing up for us. But when we take the time for ourselves, how are we showing up for us? If we show up for ourselves, if we truly love ourselves, if we work on that piece for ourselves, that can be a really influential piece on how we see and view other people too. So I just want you to be thinking about that over the next week. The second piece was curiosity, right? So curiosity is, for me, the opposite of judgment. When we look at somebody's behavior and we say, oh, that's behavior, and I'm going to judge or label that person, that disconnects us from the other person. When we do that for ourselves, when we judge ourselves and we say, boy, I really drank a lot more wine throughout last week than I really meant to, or boy, I just really cannot get my money in order, or I showed up really shamefully in a relationship last week. And when we judge ourselves and we label ourselves, it really creates a disconnect, just like it does for other people, just like it does with other people. So what I'm asking you is to get curious. Okay, I drank a lot of wine last week. Why? What was happening at work that made me maybe more stressed out? What was happening with my routines and rituals of self-care? How can I get back on track with some things? Curiosity can lead us to uncovering the next best step for ourselves. It is the opposite of judgment, because it doesn't label, it doesn't define. It just allows us to be in that exploration with ourselves and to be able to say, this is an important piece of data, and I need to uncover what it means for me. So stay curious. So connection, curiosity, and then the last thought I'd like to leave with you tonight is kindness. When we can stay in kindness with ourselves, it's how we talk to ourselves, it's the words that we use, and it's the encouragement or affirmation we give ourselves. And that's compassion. Think about it with another person when they're being overly hard on themselves, and we're like, hey, you are a good person. Hey, that is garbage that you're saying to yourself in your life. So the third piece that I'd like you to try on this week is kindness. That you are enough, that you are deserving, and that the places and spaces that you can be curious with yourself, what if you were kind with yourself also? What would that look like? What would that feel like? And so that's the challenge for this week, your internal dialogue with self. When you find yourself beating up on yourself, stop it and ask yourself the questions you need to get curious, and always lead with kindness this week. And I want to hear your stories about how this has transformed and changed your life. So if I were doing the dialogue around, I drank way too much wine. Boy, I was really feeling stressed out last week, and I didn't do the things that I know bring me back to self. I didn't treat myself with love, and I'm going to connect myself with love again. What might that look like? I might move my body more. I might talk or write my feelings. I might do my meditation practice. Whatever it is, get back to self and be kind. I look forward to hearing how this first week of the next 12 weeks will help you fall madly and deeply in love with self.